Connected to iPhone. Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today.
Predators will conquer this planet.
Do you have a plan? Ex-sniper with PTSD and a team that's mental?
Yo, Carl, what up?
Purchase your tracks today.
Yeah, it's something different I'm working on. This is for a friend of mine. It's like some energy hands or something. It's some Reiki shit. One of my homeboys, his wife does Reiki. They have a shop. They want some more art in there, so I'm doing a piece for their Reiki shop. Throwing out them healing hands.
Purchase your tracks today.
Oh. Yeah. So you know I love to paint, but first I really gotta wake and bake. That shit quench my thirst for that knowledge and open my mind. I cannot hide it, so yeah. You know I love to paint, but first I gotta wake and bake. Trippy. Yeah, it's gonna be some different shit that I don't normally do. It's just a little quick piece. I'm not trying to put a lot of time into it. I just wanted to look pretty. So it's not a lot of meaning behind it, not a lot of, extra shit to it. It is kind of like on some esoteric shit a little bit, but it's still gonna be dope as fuck. It's just some hands. Like some hands giving you that fucking energy. I got the magic hands, cause I'm the magic man. I be in trippy land, yeah. I got the magic hands, cause I'm the magic man. I be in trippy land, yeah. Ooh. I got the magic hands, cause I'm the magic man. I be in trippy land. Woo, yeah. Cause I'm the magic man, I got the magic hands. I be in trippy land. And then Trippy said, that's my fucking man. Spark it up like a whole gram. We smoke it down, then we blow it out. How the neighbors coming right to the house, knocking on the door, say the weed too loud, the weed too loud, the weed too loud. Yeah, cause I'm the magic man, I got the magic hands. I be in trippy land. And then Trippy said, yo, that's my fucking man. We blow that smoke till the neighbors come knocking on the door, say it's too loud. I gotta clean this palette. I gotta clean my palette off. This shit is looking mighty funky. So I've been doing like I got this contract with this California print company. They do like hospital type art, like hotel, when you go stay at a hotel, the little like bullshit paintings that be in your hotel room and shit like that. They do shit like that. So I just been putting together like some quick ass paintings to kind of submit to different things like that. So yesterday I actually did a whole painting yesterday off camera. Ain't nobody seen this shit, so but I'll show it to you guys real quick. It's ugly, so but it's not. It's supposed to be pretty and fun and light and whimsical. It's just some shit that's gonna be like mass produced and put in the hotels in like California and shit. So here's some shit I did yesterday, like a couple hours worth of work. Right, nice, yeah. Oh, it's a big ass wave coming. Oh shit. Alright. Oh, and then I did finish my homeboy's commission. Balling. Got the fucking saxophone player. Ooh. Saxophone looking shiny like he just polished that bad boy. Ooh. So got that one done. Even got the signature on that. I'm gonna have to let this dry for a couple days though. That red, I hope it don't be more than a couple days, yo. That red, bro, that shit take forever, bro. When I say forever, man, you put red down heavy on that shit. But that red don't be wanting to dry, bro. That shit wet as hell right now. I don't know. I told him maybe Friday, but shit, I don't know, Sean. That shit might not dry till like Monday or something, bro. Get that red kind of heavy. I put that shit heavy right there to darken it up. Get that smooth transition from that shadow to come out like that right there. So that red paint heavy as hell. Came out pretty good though, man. I like that shit. You know? So I finished that one. I worked on this for a little bit. I've been working on this piece for a little minute. Getting this shit together. Ooh, that's still wet. Then I got like 3-4 other canvases to go. Then I got like 3 or 4 more pictures. I got like 2 more pictures in my camera I can use. And I got a fucking photo shoot tomorrow or Friday, whichever one works out best. We'll see. I got a photo shoot coming up this week. The model already say like she got 2 free days, so whichever one works best for me. Let's see, that'll be Thursday or Friday. And then this afternoon, well this evening, I'm gonna film the 2nd episode of Electric City Television's Roundtable Talk series, and I'll be interviewing an artist named Ted Scazafabo, and he's a digital. He used digital medium to create his art. So this should be an interesting conversation tonight. And what else? Oh yeah, working on this piece. Like I said, my homeboy, he owns a tea shop. It's a tea bar. It's like a bar, but he sells tea. You know what I'm saying? It's a tea bar. It's Scranton's Botanical Tea Bar and Reiki Center. So he deals with all these natural herbs and these different really flavorful teas, and he has kratom or kratom, and his wife does Reiki healing sessions, and their shop is just like this fucking. It's a place where you want to be. It's weird as shit. It just feels like the energy in there is good, yo. It's you can really feel that shit. As soon as you go in this shop, you just want to sit down, take your shoes off, and just sit back. You be like, hey, just chill in that bitch, yo. It's so calming. And they got crystals, and the decor is so nice and everything in there. I gotta trim my fucking nose hair. I don't have boogers, man. When y'all see me do that, it's cause my nose hairs grow long as shit, yo. Or my mustache curls up. And it fucking tickles. I can't grab them though. I gotta get some tweezers. Pop, pop. That's that old man shit, yo. You gotta start trimming your nose hairs. You know you're getting old, man. Like kids, that's second puberty. You know what I'm saying? First you get motherfucking you get hair on your nuts in your face, and that's puberty 1, and that shit just lasts for a long time. You think you done. You think you done. You not done. You gotta go through puberty 2. And sometimes you lose hair. That's that second puberty. Man, your hair change colors, that shit turn gray. Or you lose hair in your head, or that shit migrates and start growing on your back, growing in your nose, growing out your ears. It's like, what the fuck is going on in my body? It's like second puberty. That shit be weird as shit, son. Like, motherfuckers think you only got one puberty, yo. Yeah, the music, yeah, that's already paid for. That's paid for. I'm only 34. I mean, that shit is crazy. That shit is crazy, yo. Like I really just like noticed this shit in like the past year, like last year, and it's I get one gray hair, like it'll come on this side right here somewhere, and I get one gray hair like right here, and it's just those two gray hairs. I remember the first time I seen that shit on my mustache, like I thought it was lint or cotton or something. I'm like, yeah. Still looking in the mirror, I'm like, oh, oh shit, no, wait, oh man, that shit came like that? That shit came like that. Oh, I'm grown as fuck, nigga. Oh shit, I'm a grown ass man. Look, you see, and then I pull that bitch out like, damn, I'm grown as fuck, son. I made it. Motherfucker, I got a goddamn gray hair. That shit was weird as shit the first time I seen that shit. Then like I said, I'm fucking, now my nose just always tickly. It don't be itching, it's like tickly like a bug or something. Like every time you breathe in and out, man, them long ass nose hairs be just like, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Why? Why are you growing longer than you should be? Stop it. Your eyebrows only grow a certain length. Your eyelashes only grow a certain length. Like, what makes your nose hairs grow just that little bit more that you gotta start trimming them shits? Like, what is that? Why are you doing that? You feel funny. Now I gotta pull these motherfuckers out. You don't belong there. Annoying as fuck, bro. I swear to God. Yo, them grades, but that's how you know. Like I don't know from. Oh my God, dude, do I have to go? I might have to just shave because I actually think it's like these top hairs right here are curling up. Dude problems. Women don't understand this shit. Fuck that. What I was about to say. I lost my train of thought. We ain't here talking about fucking nose hairs and gray hairs and shit. Motherfuckers getting old, man. Damn, I don't feel old. That's the only thing though. Like, I don't feel old. When I'm starting to look old, I be seeing all the wrinkles in my face and shit now. Goddamn gray hairs and shit. Like, damn, dude. Oh, but yeah, gray hairs. Like, that shit is a fucking a badge of honor. Like I say, my generation, man, I know a handful of motherfuckers ain't making, man. On some dumb shit, some wilding out shit. Just had two homies. They went out drinking. One of them driving, man. The driver, 22 years old. The passenger, 30 years old. Smack into a tree, killed both of them. Just on some dumb drinking shit. Like, damn, nigga. Like, my boys, too, yo. Like, yo, that shit. They families was disputing over that shit. Like, dope game shit, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker getting shot just over dumb shit. Over bitches, over money, over drugs. One of my mans, this motherfucker had a heart attack. He went up like 20-something years old way back in the day. Had another homie when we was kids, yo. We was like in our early teens, like 14, 15. Motherfucker just went to sleep one night and didn't wake up the next morning. Like, he was on the track team, played basketball. Motherfucker was real active and athletic. And motherfucker just ain't wake up. Like, what the fuck was that shit? You know what I'm saying? So I look at all the people I done lost over the years, man, who just never seen a gray hair. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't live long enough to see a fucking gray hair. That shit crazy. Every time I think about that shit, like I say, the first time I saw that shit, I was like, wait a minute. I really felt like that's an accomplishment. Like, nigga, I done seen a motherfucker get killed over $10. Bruh, no lie. $10. I done seen a nigga die over $10. Nigga, shit. But your boy got gray hairs. I did something right. You know what I'm saying? I got down. I maneuver through that shit a certain way. Shit, I ain't all the way out yet, but you know what I'm saying? Just keep maneuvering through that shit, man. Try to live life good. And I hope one day all my shit be gray, Snow White in this bitch. Fucking motherfucker, y'all see I done made it. Being 80, 90 years old in this motherfucker. And that's that shit, yo. Motherfuckers be like 60 looking younger, you know, like my motherfucker Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett like 60, 61. They motherfuckers just eat good. You know what I'm saying? Live a good life. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, I see motherfuckers my age and are a little bit younger look twice as old as me. Like, what the fuck did you do? Like, motherfuckers ain't got no teeth. Like, I swear to God, this one dude, yo, this motherfucker ain't but 1 year older than me. But he ain't got all his fronts gone. I mean, his whole shit just goddamn all on the sides, just white and gray. Pot belly. Like, what the fuck did you do? I thought this motherfucker was like 50 something. Like, you only 1 year older than me? Like, I thought you about 55, 56, what? God damn, boy. You had it rough, boy. I mean, I had it rough too, but just maintain, nigga, a toothbrush, nigga, and some floss. Like, you ain't got none of this, none, and you only 38 years old, bro. How long? Yo, Shaman, how long you ain't had that? You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers gonna take care of themselves, bro. Motherfuckers don't like taking care of themselves. That shit don't look too bad, huh? Got that gold in there. That shit spark like in the real light. You'll see how it sparkle. I gotta put that when I put that varnish on there and pull all them colors out. That shit ain't paint, yo. That's ink. So this is kind of like mixed medium. That ink, that shit kind of glitter a little bit when you look at that shit. That's why I like using that ink a lot now. I be trying to implement that shit a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I even like when you get it, you gotta have this shit in your hands to look at it. But there's even like I put some silver ink in the instrument along the street. So like I say underneath a certain light, when you see that shit right way, that shit like twinkle a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, that should look pretty good, man. So yeah, this Shaman Kid, yo. 420. Got a picture of his young man, his young musician. You know what I'm saying? I had fun painting it too. But they say musicians, their minds different, yo. They think different. You know what I'm saying? They hear shit different. Just like artists, everybody who got that real different skill, man, they augment a certain part of their brain and heighten different senses in their brain, yo, and just kind of like that shit make, just make musicians a little bit different than normal people. That's why I always ask people like, what do you do? Do you got any kind of hobby? What do you do? What creative part of your brain do you use outside of just trying to earn a living to pay bills? You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is the boring shit. Everybody gotta use their brain to be smart enough to, live. Okay, now we living. So now what part of your creative brain do you use? Oh, you're a musician? Okay. What you play? Saxophone? Okay. I like shit like that. I think I've been playing saxophone since I was in school, boy. Damn. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It be like that. Oh shit. I don't know when goddamn Sony gonna fix this goddamn chat shit. I seen somebody else. I was watching somebody else play the last Street Fighter. What is it? Street Fighter 5 or something? They was playing the Street Fighter shit and they fucking chats weren't working. Shit, it's fucked up. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna let this shit dry. They say, man, that red might take a little bit longer, man. It's just little spots on here. Like this area right here, where all the deep reds at, man. That shit real wet. I said maybe Friday, but if not, it'll probably be late one day next week. I still gotta varnish it though, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta let the whole thing dry real good, then put a nice layer of varnish on it, and then I'll let that dry. But varnish that shit dry in literally in minutes, like 30 minutes, 40 minutes it'll be dry. But the smell on that shit still be real heavy. So I just try to let it sit for a day, you know what I'm saying? So whenever it's dry, I put the layer of varnish on it, and then I'll be able to ship it the next day. Yeah. I said a little mixed media, got some oil, got some ink on there. A lot of people don't get that little ink. I've only ever done that shit on my own pieces, my own personal pieces, where I use ink. Like I say, cause it just make it sparkle a little bit. Give it that little twinky. You know what I'm saying? That twinky on it. I keep forget what the fuck. Oh yeah, I need to clean this fucking palette up. I've been doing, no lie, son. In the past 48 hours, bruh, I done worked on this painting. I done finished that painting. I done finished this painting, and I done got halfway through this painting. But I got paint here. I got damn paint down Neighbor, I got. Yeah. Well, I've been humping the past couple days, man. So much so, like, I ain't even been streaming a lot of shit just because I be needing to focus in this motherfucker. Not saying I can't focus when I'm with you guys, but when I do get focused, y'all motherfuckers be like, that nigga too focused, and then everybody leave out the stream any damn way. The trap is not paying none of us no fucking attention right now. This motherfucker is on that painting. Trap, answer the comments. You won't answer the questions. Damn. My bad. Yo, it's been chilly for the past couple of days. It's like in the 50s. It's like 55 degrees, 58 degrees. And now it's like 70 something degrees today. Yo, that fucking storm. Yo, that fucking storm. Yo, this is crazy. Let me see if I can. Oh, that shit. I packed all this shit up. But yeah, I used to live in Florence, South Carolina, right? I used to live in Florence, South Carolina, and so I called my sister and she's telling me about the hurricane and shit, right? I'm like, so what's the name of the hurricane? She was like, Florence. I was like, get the fuck out of here. She was like, nah, I'm dead ass. Yo, the name of the hurricane is Florence, and that shit about to hit South Carolina. I'm like, damn, Florence about to fuck Florence up. Yo, oh my god, that shit is too good. I was just checking. Everybody say they in good spots though. You know what I'm saying? Everybody all good down that shit though. Shit, one of my other mans, me and my mans, we met when I was living in Philly, but he from Florida, and he know I'm from South Carolina, so he been moved back to Florida, and I had went back home too, but shit, I'm back up north again. But my man thought I was still in South Carolina. He hit me up. He was like, yo, God, man, you good with that hurricane, bro? Man, if you need somewhere to go to, man, you know what I'm saying? Shit, I got peoples and shit. I was like, shit, I'm good. I ain't even down there. Well, my people's there, so I definitely had to call and check. Make sure everybody else is good, but everybody said they alright. For right now, anyway, we just gotta see how much shit gonna get fucked up. I say this shit. I ain't been watching the news at all. I just been listening to my goddamn sister and shit. She said they may be another hurricane or 2 more tropical depressions or something coming behind that motherfucker. But that's normally how that shit go anyway. You know what I'm saying? That shit just don't be one goddamn just big ass storm. That shit be coming in like little waves and shit, yo. Like an earthquake, then you had the main earthquake, then you had the motherfucking aftershocks after that shit, yo. Them storms be the same way, cause they be goddamn how the weather changing as they crossing that ocean, man. They be picking up water, then losing water, picking up speed, slowing down a little bit. Now them shits be causing other little, like I say, like motherfucking, I guess they call them tropical depressions to occur too, man. Them shit start following the same goddamn path and shit. Hurricane Alley and shit. That shit start bowling right at America, like boom. Hurricane start curling in, like bah, trying to hit the motherfucking Gulf, the peninsula, all up the coast, like wow. Yo, that shit is crazy. But then I was reading some old other crazy shit. I don't know about the course of the fucking hurricanes. Oh yeah, shit, ain't no problem. Ain't no problem, bro. Let me. Where the fuck is this joint? Oh. Yeah. But them fucking hurricanes, dude. Like, I don't know. I moved back to South Carolina like in the '80s, and when I got down there, everybody was talking about Hugo. And that shit just happened like the year before I moved down there. So I think Hugo happened in like 87 or something, 86 or 87. And I moved down there like that next year, like 88. And I can still remember like seeing this big ass, massive ass tree stump. But like you can tell it was just a stump, but you can tell the tree was already knocked over before they cut it down, because the roots were exposed. Like even the stump was like tilted a little bit, and it was like what the fuck? It was a massive ass fucking shit. And I was like, I remember my uncle telling me, he's like, yeah, you oughta seen how big that tree was. He said that storm knocked that tree down like it wasn't shit, yo. Like it wasn't nothing. I was like, what the fuck? That shit barely missed hitting the house. Barely missed hitting the house, yo. That shit would have killed everybody in the goddamn house. And then, like, all growing up down there, like we always have like badass storms, you know, every couple of years. But then I remember one year we had fucking I think it was Hurricane Andrew. That was a big one. Motherfucker said, goddamn, cause we were living in a trailer, and it was like, yo, if you not in a brick building, yo, you need to get the fuck in a brick building. They evacuated the coastline and everything. All them beach houses, like, yo, get the fuck in the brick building. If you're not in the brick building, yo, that shit was fucking crazy. But and then it kind of curves at the last minute, and I think that shit hit more towards Georgia and Florida. That shit still was pretty fucking bad though. Alright guys, I got a survey question. Who's all still in here? Everybody still in here? 6 people? Well, I'm one of the people. Alright, so this is gonna be my last day talking about this shit for real. I promise. At least for a while. Cause I am getting tired of talking about it though. Honestly. But going back to what Elon Musk said, yo. Hello? Yeah. Yeah. I was looking for that Michael Kors shirt forever. And it was just like sitting in the living room in the huh? Oh my god. Alright. That was it. Alright. Okay. Alright. What I was saying? Yeah, I was looking for. Yo, I got this fucking nice ass Michael Kors shirt. This is before I stopped fucking with Michael Kors. But anyway. Yo, I misplaced this fucking shirt and could not find this shit for the life of me for like a year. No fucking lie, bro. I haven't seen this shirt since last winter. I wore that shit like one time last winter. And haven't seen that bitch since, yo. My girl said it's been on the coat rack the whole time, like right by the front door. Apparently, I don't know why I hung it on the coat rack. I think she probably did that shit. What, hung it on the coat rack and then hung a jacket on top of it? And it's just been sitting there, like right by the front door. Behind the jacket that obviously needs to be donated because no one has worn it in a fucking year. So I don't know. I seen that shit. I was like, what the fuck? I've been searching for this. Oh, matter of fact, I threw that shit in the wash. I need to go throw that shit in the dry because I'm probably wear that shit during the interview tonight. Because I was going to go get a new shirt. But since I only wore that shirt like twice, that shit is a new shirt. It's like, what the? I got a new shirt. Haven't worn this shit since last year. But now it's 70 degrees today. Like I said, yesterday it was like 50 something degrees. And it is a long sleeve kind of like knit shirt. Yeah, now that I think about it, it might be too hot to wear that shit. Oh, survey. Yo, Carl, you haven't heard what they said, yo? Alright, I've been talking about this shit since it came out. Like, it's like 4 or 5 days ago now. I talked about this shit every fucking day. But alright, so this is the last time. Today's the last day I'm gonna finish. I'm not gonna talk about it anymore for a while until I hear him say something else about it. But so basically he said his company Neuralink, in a few months they're going to unveil a product that will be able to connect your brain to the internet. And he says it's going to be on a magnitude that is probably better than anything that people think is possible. Those are his words, almost exactly. Almost word for word. He said it's going to be. So imagine your brain connected to a computer, right? So imagine generation 1. And this is the same thing I say like the VR, because I have the PlayStation VR headset, and it's big and it's kind of bulky and a little bit cumbersome, and it has wires on it, but it works and it's fun. But you can tell it's going to get better. Like VR phase 1, it's like, oh, okay, this is fun. Now let's see if we can shrink this shit down a little bit and get rid of the wire in phase 2, and crispen the picture a little bit so you'll be able to see the progression of VR. And the same thing with what he's talking about. So he says he has a way to connect your brain to a computer. So you try to envision that being possible, right? And then he says it's going to be probably better than what you think is possible. And then that makes you really think like, huh? I'm thinking of something that's pretty fucking high tech, dude. And you're saying it's probably better than that. My survey question is, would you have a medical procedure done to yourself that would connect your brain to a chip that allowed you to have access to the internet in your brain? Would you do that? Yes or no? See how many people said yes. I'm gonna just go ahead and say yes for me. For one, I would definitely do it. So this is from Ghost in the Shell. I think Ghost in the Shell came out in
Something I wanted.
1996. The original Ghost in the Shell animated movie debuted in It was March 29th, 1996 in the US. So it probably came out a year or two before that in Japan. And so this is some scenes from Ghost in the Shell.
It's normal. I'll switch access.
We've lost response.
What's happened to the EEG output? It's normal. I'll switch to Cymax mode.
In case you haven't been briefed, this is the minister's interpreter. 23 minutes ago, her brain was hacked into through a data line. Foreign intelligence warned us about this. A hacker called the Puppet Master has begun to infiltrate terminals throughout our network. We believe it's extremely likely that he'll target the secret talks that are scheduled with the Republic of Gavel. As a precaution, we put everyone attending the talks under surveillance. It's my suspicion that once he hacked into her ghost, he'd use her to assassinate the key delegates.
So how much time do we have before this hacker breaks through her barrier program and reaches her ghost?
Roughly 2 hours. He's using an old-fashioned HA3 virus. After that, we'll have to break the connection to avoid any danger to the system.
Bato and Ishikawa are tracking the signal source from their car. Contact them.
This is before the Matrix. That shit is before the Matrix. Does Trump care cover procedure? Yo, but yeah, Ghost in the Shell is this shit. Like I said, is before the Matrix, and they already were talking about cyber brains and augmented brains.
Why did you transfer a guy like me from the police force?
Because we need a guy like you.
Huh?
Number 1, you're an honest cop. Number 2, you've never stepped out of line. 3, you're a family man. And except for the slight brain augmentation, your body's almost completely human. If we all... Number 2, you've never stepped out of line. 3, you're a family man. And except for the slight brain augmentation, your body's almost completely human. If we all react...
And except for the slight brain augmentation, your body is almost completely human. And they're speaking in a fashion like this is fucking normal. It's normal. And the Japanese, yo, they came up with this fucking scenario. This is 1996 in an anime, but you hear how technical. This is not some fucking rinky-dink cartoon. If you've never seen the original Ghost in the Shell animated movie, go watch this shit. This shit is so fucking technical, and they don't really go in depth with like how the technology works. It's just so ingrained in society that shit is fucking normal. Having a brain augmentation that allows you to communicate via whatever kind of wave they use to your partners without using your mouth or your vocal cords, just your brain is, and it's normal.
There's something I've wanted to ask ever since I started. Why did you transfer a guy like me from the police force?
Because we need a guy like you.
Huh?
Number 1, you're an honest cop. Number 2, you've never stepped out of line. 3, you're a family man. And except for the slight brain augmentation, your body's almost completely human. If we all reacted the same way, we'd be predictable. And there's always more than one way to view a situation. What's true for the group is also true for the individual. It's simple. Over-specialize and you breed in weakness. It's slow death.
Yo, this is one of my favorite movies, period, of all time. Not just anime or live action or whatever, yo. Ghost in the Shell is probably one of the best movies ever, yo.
(2019 AD). During that year, just when cyberization is starting to become commonplace, cyberbrain damage of unknown origin flared into a
I'm
heated...
free to expand my consciousness only within boundaries. Yo, you just motherfucking know that shit, yo. Cyberdyne is... Nope, I'm about to look that shit up, though.
Issue in the medical community. In areas where cyberization had been performed, gradual hardening occurred, resulting in brain death. This condition later came to be known as cyberbrain sclerosis. Although the probability of symptoms manifesting is exceedingly low, anyone who's been cyberized is susceptible. And because there was no basic treatment once the symptoms appeared, it was called the incurable disease of the 21st century, following in the footsteps of tuberculosis, cancer, and AIDS. The Murai vaccine is a tumor suppressor developed as a specific treatment for that disease by an MD named Chitose Murai. However, the medical association back then was dominated by proponents of micromachine therapy, and many of them voiced the opinion that the doctor's vaccine was a step backwards. They were concerned that if his research was approved, it might even hold back the development of a micromachine treatment. Perhaps for that reason, approval for the vaccine was shelved, and in February of 2021, the doctor who carried his dream of a vaccine therapy to the very end died a broken man at the age of 68, without seeing a decision from the Drug Evaluation Council. Then, in April of that same year, the vaccine, which had been denied acceptance, was hastily sanctioned as a fee-based clinical trial drug for use by specially designated patients. The approval was never made known to the general public, and the official position on it today is that there are no patients being treated with the vaccine. Even now, one group remains actively interested in this fact: the Sunflower Society, a non-profit organization that offers support to individuals who want to take major companies and government agencies to court by filing lawsuits against them.
Yo, this shit is deep. This is one of the deepest animes ever, son. One of the deepest animes ever.
Hello, my name is Michael Spiegel, and I'm the President and Chief Operating Officer for Brooks Rehabilitation. Increasingly, technology is playing a greater and greater role in rehabilitation. Before selecting advanced technology, our physicians, therapists, and clinicians spend a great deal of time evaluating the technology to ensure it can have an immediate impact for patients. This brought us to Cyberdyne, a technology company based in Japan. We are excited to be partnering with Cyberdyne to introduce the Hybrid Assistive Limb, or HAL technology, to the United States as a treatment for patients following this.
HAL, open the door now. Sorry, I can't do that. Did they just call this shit HAL? What the fuck? Wait a minute. Damn, I'm tripping, bro.
To be partnering with Cyberdyne to introduce the Hybrid Assistive Limb, or HAL technology, to the United States as a treatment for patients following a spinal cord injury, along with performing research aimed at expanding the use of HAL for patients recovering from other neurological injuries or illnesses.
I'm Hiro Kimura, and I'll be demonstrating the motion principle for the Hybrid Assistive Limb made by Cyberdyne Inc. in Japan. When a person attempts to move, the brain sends a command signal down their spinal cord, through the motor nerves, and to the muscles. When these signals reach the muscles, small, faint bioelectrical signals can be detected on the surface of the skin. For a patient with spinal cord injury, the signal from the brain to the muscle gets interrupted. Even with very, very faint signals at the surface of the skin, the robot can detect them and complete the movement. To demonstrate how this works, I'm going to actually control the robot without actually moving my right leg. So I'm going to lift my leg up, bend the knee, extend, bend, extend, bend, extend, and relax. The robot can pick up these faint signals for spinal cord injury patients and help them complete their walking movement.
My name is Bob McIver. I'm a physical therapist at Brooks Rehabilitation. I also act as our Director of Clinical Technology. We're really excited about this new opportunity with our partnership with Cyberdyne and the use of its HAL robotics. There's no other place in the United States that patients have access to this technology. HAL can be confused with typical exoskeletons simply just based off of its design. But the way that HAL is structured to work is as an advanced robotic technology, meaning that it's not there to support you and help you stand up and move. It's to help you produce voluntary, meaningful movements. We had a patient of ours that had never seen HAL before. He is a C5 quad, and so being that his injury is 5 years old, it's chronic, the likelihood of having any spontaneous recovery is very, very minimal. At the beginning of the session, put him in parallel bars, and he had a hard time coming from a sit to stand and walking throughout the bars once or twice. After fitting him with the HAL device, we progressed him walking through various assisted devices in a total of 40 minutes. By the end of that session, he was walking with a much better stride length, a much better coordination, and much better balance just by using HAL. We took the HAL robot off of Chris and we put him back in the parallel bars. You can see that he was able to step, he was able to move, and able to perform simple sit-to-stand transitions much easier than he could at the beginning of the session. It is pretty substantial that somebody can progress with their balance and with their mechanics that quickly. We're very excited about the potential for recovery that we can help promote through our center here. Our hope is to continue working with Cyberdyne to produce more and more advanced technologies to help patients return to a more independent function.
Yeah. Well, motherfuckers think like, I don't know. Motherfuckers think like the future is flying cars and living on Mars and moon bases and shit like that. You know what's gonna make that fucking easy? You know what's gonna make that easy to do? To have moon bases on Mars and the moon and all that shit, man. Robots. Highly capable humanoid robots that can go and build that shit for us so we don't have to go do it ourselves. So that's what we about to go to first. This is the next phase, is like for real, like AI robots. And well, I don't know, the flying car is coming too. Like these drones, all they're doing is making drones big as fuck. Oh, we got drones. Make it bigger. Or make it bigger. Make it. Oh, that shit big enough for me to sit on that motherfucker. Put a seat right there. Can you program this shit using Google Maps to go from one place and land at another place? Yeah? Let's try it. I got a flying car. You know what I'm saying? It's easy. They got that shit now. So y'all think the future in like 100 years? No. Shit changing now. We like, our generation is on the verge of some fucking Blade Runner type shit. Word up. we're at the very edge of like Blade Runner. Ghost in the Shell. Yeah, if this shit ain't freaking more people out, like, oh, we're gonna legalize pot. Yeah, but Google got an AI, and everybody's teaching the AI right now. For only $1,500, and you can ride it. You can ride on your goddamn drone right now. You know what I'm saying? Flying cars, a flying aircraft, and then it's what it only has to be like a certain weight and can fly a certain distance for like anybody to pilot that shit with no license or air restrictions, as long as you're not flying over private property or some shit. The world is fucking changing. Everything's changing right before our fucking eyes, yo. Like literally right in front of our eyes. Show. I'm gonna need I've been using my big tubes of paint for these paintings right here. Oh, some of this and some of this. And I had to go get a brand new tube of white yesterday. I was running out, yo. Like, word up. Where's that tube? This is all the white I got left. Well, before I went and got a tube, I was like, shit. Go run. I had a coupon too for 40% off. This fucking tube right here was like $19 with tax. That shit would have been like $21 or some shit. But my coupon, well, I paid like $12 for this shit. Yes, sir. Try to save $1. Let me go spend this coupon before it expires. Don't let it expire. Damn.
There's a moment where everything is clear. At Fidelity,
I think this is that one TED Talk that I've been fucking looking for forever. I seen it one time and couldn't find this shit ever again.
Looking deeply
This is the
inside
guy.
nature through the magnifying glass of science, designers extract principles, processes, and materials that are forming the very basis of design methodology. From synthetic constructs that resemble biological materials to computational methods that emulate neural processes, nature is driving design. Design is also driving nature. In realms of genetics, regenerative medicine, and synthetic biology, designers are growing novel technologies not foreseen or anticipated by nature. Bionics explores the interplay between biology and design. As you can see, my legs are bionic. Today, I will tell human stories of bionic integration, how electromechanics attach to the body and design. As you can see, not foreseen or anticipated by nature. Bionics explores the interplay between biology and design. As you can see, my legs are bionic. Today, I will tell human stories of bionic integration, how electromechanics attached to the body and implanted inside the body are beginning to bridge the gap between disability and ability, between human limitation and human potential. Bionics has defined my physicality. In 1982, both of my legs were amputated due to tissue damage from frostbite incurred during a mountain climbing accident. At that time, I didn't view my body as broken. I reasoned that a human being can never be broken. Technology is broken. Technology is inadequate. This simple but powerful idea was a call to arms to advance technology for the elimination of my own disability and ultimately to the disability of others. I began by developing specialized limbs that allowed me to return to the vertical world of rock and ice climbing. I quickly realized that the artificial part of my body is malleable, able to take on any form, any function. A blank slate for which to create perhaps structures that could extend beyond biological capability. I made my height adjustable. I could be as short as 5 feet or as tall as I'd like. So when I was feeling badly about myself, insecure, I would jack my height up. But when I was feeling confident and suave, I would knock my height down a notch just to give the competition a chance. Narrow wedge feet allow me to climb steep rock fissures where the human foot cannot penetrate. And spiked feet enable me to climb vertical ice walls without ever experiencing muscle leg fatigue. Through technological innovation, I returned to my sport stronger and better. Technology had eliminated my disability and allowed me a new climbing prowess. As a young man, I imagined a future world where technology so advanced could rid the world of disability, a world in which neural implants would allow the visually impaired to see, a world in which the paralyzed could walk via body exoskeletons. Sadly, because of deficiencies in technology, disability is rampant in the world. This gentleman is missing 3 limbs. As a testimony to current technology, he is out of the wheelchair, but we need to do a better job in Bionics to allow one day full rehabilitation for a person with this level of injury. At the MIT Media Lab, we've established the Center for Extreme Bionics. The mission of the center is to put forth fundamental science and technological capability that will allow the biomechatronic and regenerative repair of humans across a broad range of brain and body disabilities. Today, I'm going to tell you how my legs function, how they work, as a kind of case in point for this center. Now, I made sure to shave my legs last night because I knew I'd be showing them off. Bionics entails the engineering of extreme interfaces. There's 3 extreme interfaces in my bionic limbs. Mechanical, how my limbs are attached to my biological body. Dynamic, how they move like flesh and bone. And electrical, how they communicate with my nervous system. I'll begin with mechanical interface. In the area of design, we still do not understand how to attach devices to the body mechanically. It's extraordinary to me that in this day and age, one of the most mature, oldest technologies in the human timeline, the shoe, still gives us blisters. How can this be? We have no idea how to attach things to our bodies. This is the beautifully lyrical design work of Professor Neri Oxman at the MIT Media Lab, showing spatially varying exoskeletal impedances, shown here by color variation in this 3D printed model. Imagine a future where clothing is stiff and soft where you need it, when you need it, for optimal support and flexibility without ever causing discomfort. My bionic limbs are attached to my biological body via synthetic skins with stiffness variations that mirror my underlying tissue biomechanics. To achieve that mirroring, we first developed a mathematical model of my biological limb. To that end, we use imaging tools such as MRI to look inside my body to figure out the geometries and locations of various tissues. We also took robotic tools. Here's a 14 actuator circle that goes around the biological limb. The actuators come in, find the surface of the limb, measure its unloaded shape, and then they push on the tissues to measure tissue compliances at each anatomical point. We combine these imaging and robotic data to build a mathematical description of my biological limb, shown on the left. You see a bunch of points or nodes. At each node, there's a color that represents tissue compliance. We then do a mathematical transformation to the design of the synthetic skin, shown on the right. And we've discovered optimality is where the body is stiff, the synthetic skin should be soft. Where the body is soft, the synthetic skin is stiff. And this mirroring occurs across all tissue compliances. With this framework, we produce bionic limbs that are the most comfortable limbs I've ever worn. Clearly, in the future, our clothing, our shoes, our braces, our prostheses will no longer be designed and manufactured using artisan strategies, but rather data-driven quantitative frameworks. In that future, our shoes will no longer give us blisters. We're also embedding sensing and smart materials into the synthetic skins. This is a material developed by SRI International, California. Under electrostatic effect, it changes stiffness. So under 0 voltage, the material is compliant. It's like floppy like paper. Then the button's pushed, the voltage is applied, and becomes stiff as a board. We embed this material into the synthetic skin that attaches my bionic limb to my biological body. When I walk here, it's no voltage. My interface is soft and compliant. The button's pushed, voltage is applied, and it stiffens, offering me a greater maneuverability over the bionic limb. We're also building exoskeletons This exoskeleton becomes stiff and soft in just the right areas of the running cycle to protect the biological joints from high impacts and degradation. In the future, we'll all be wearing exoskeletons in such common activities such as running. Next, dynamic interface. How do my bionic limbs move like flesh and bone? At my MIT lab, we've studied how humans with normal physiologies stand, walk, and run. What are the muscles doing, and how are they controlled by the spinal cord? This basic science motivates what we build. We're building bionic ankles, knees, and hips. We're building body parts from the ground up. The bionic limbs that I'm wearing are called Bioms. They've been fitted to nearly 1,000 patients, 400 of which have been U.S. wounded soldiers. How does it work? At heel strike under computer control, the system controls stiffness to attenuate the shock of the limb hitting the ground. Then at mid-stance, the bionic limb outputs high torques and powers to lift the person into the walking stride, comparable to how muscles work in the calf region. This bionic propulsion is very important clinically to patients. So on the left, you see the bionic device worn by a lady. On the right, a passive device worn by the same lady that fails to emulate normal muscle function, enabling her to do something everyone should be able to do, go up and down their steps at home. Bionics also allows for extraordinary athletic feats. Here's a gentleman running up a rocky pathway. This is Steve Martin, not the comedian, who lost his legs in a bomb blast in Afghanistan. We're also building exoskeletal structures using these same principles that wrap around a biological limb. This gentleman does not have any leg condition, any disability. He has a normal physiology. So these exoskeletons are applying muscle-like torques and powers so that his own muscles need not apply those torques and powers. This is the first exoskeleton in history that actually augments human walking. It significantly reduces metabolic cost. It's so profound in its augmentation that when a normal, healthy person wears the device for 40 minutes and then takes it off, their own biological legs feel ridiculously heavy and awkward. We're beginning the age in which machines attached to our bodies will make us stronger and faster and more efficient. Moving on to electrical interface. How do my bionic limbs communicate with my nervous system? Across my residual limb are electrodes that measure the electrical pulse of my muscles. That's communicated to the bionic limb. So when I think about moving my phantom limb, the robot tracks those movement desires. This diagram shows fundamentally how the bionic limb is controlled. So we model the missing biological limb, and we've discovered what reflexes occurred, how the reflexes of the spinal cord are controlling the muscles. And that capability is embedded in the chips of the bionic limb. What we've done then is we modulate the sensitivity of the reflex, the modeled spinal reflex, with the neural signal. So when I relax my muscles in my residual limb, I get very little torque and power. But the more I fire my muscles, the more torque I get, and I can even run. And that was the first demonstration of a running gait under neural command. Feels great. We want to go a step further. We want to actually close the loop between the human and the bionic external limb. We're doing experiments where we're growing nerves, transected nerves, through channels or microchannel arrays. On the other side of the channel, the nerve then attaches to cells, skin cells and muscle cells. In the channels of motor channels, we can sense how the person wishes to move. That can be sent out wirelessly to the bionic limb. And then sensors on the bionic limb can be converted to stimulations in adjacent channels, sensory channels. So when this is fully developed and for human use, persons like myself will not only have synthetic limbs that move like flesh and bone, but actually feel like flesh and bone. This video shows Lisa Millette shortly after being fitted with 2 bionic limbs. Indeed, Bionics is making a profound difference in people's lives.
Oh my God, I can't believe it! It's just like I've got a real leg. Now don't start running.
Now Now turn around and do the same thing walking up. Walk up, get on your heel to toe like you would normally just walk on the level ground. Try to walk right up the hill.
Oh my God.
I'm pushing you up?
Yes, I'm not even, I can't even describe it.
I'm pushing you right up.
Next week, I'm visiting the centers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Next week, I'm visiting the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, and I'm going to try to convince CMS to grant appropriate code language and pricing so this technology can be made available to the patients that need it. Thank you. It's not well appreciated, but over half of the world's population suffers from some form of cognitive, emotional, sensory, or motor condition. And because of poor technology, too often conditions result in disability and a poorer quality of life. Basic levels of physiological function should be a part of our human rights. Every person should have the right to live life without disability if they so choose. The right to live life without severe depression. The right to see a loved one in the case of seeing impaired. Or the right to walk or to dance in the case of limb paralysis or limb amputation. As a society, we can achieve these human rights if we accept the proposition that humans are not disabled. A person can never be broken. Our built environment, our technologies are broken and disabled. We, the people, need not accept our limitations, but can transcend disability through technological innovation. Indeed, through fundamental advances in bionics in this century, we will set the technological foundation for an enhanced human experience, and we will end disability. I'd like to finish up with one more story, a beautiful story. The story of Adrienne Haslett Davis. Adrienne lost her left leg in the Boston terrorist attack. I met Adrienne when this photo was taken at Spaulding Rehabilitation Hospital. Adrienne is a dancer, a ballroom dancer. Adrienne breathes and lives dance. It is her expression. It is her art form. Naturally, when she lost her limb in the Boston terrorist attack, she wanted to return to the dance floor. After meeting her and driving home in my car, I thought, I'm an MIT professor. I have resources. Let's build her a bionic limb to enable her to go back to her life of dance. Brought in MIT scientists with expertise in prosthetics, robotics, machine learning, and biomechanics. And over a 200-day research period, we studied dance. We brought in dancers with biological limbs, and we studied how do they move? What forces do they apply on the dance floor? And we took those data and we put forth fundamental principles of dance, reflexive dance capability, and we embedded that intelligence into the bionic limb. Bionics is not only about making people stronger and faster. Our expression, our humanity can be embedded into electromechanics. It was 3.5 seconds between the bomb blasts and the Boston terrorist attack. And 3.5 seconds, the criminals and cowards took Adrienne off the dance floor. In 200 days, we put her back. We will not be intimidated, brought down, diminished, conquered, or stopped by acts of violence. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to introduce Adrienne Haslett Davis, her first performance since the attack. She's dancing with Christian Leitner.
Ring my bell, ring my bells. 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 Sometimes you love it, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you need it, then you
Lieutenant Kendrick ordered the code red, didn't he? Because that's what you told Lieutenant Kendrick to do.
Object! When it went bad, you cut these guys loose! Your Honor, you had Marcus inside a phony transfer! Your Honor, you doctored the logbook! Damn it, Captain! You coerced the doctor!
Consider yourself Agent 10.
Colonel Jessup, did you order the code red?
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want to live in a world that... Give your way out.
They will hunt you to the edge of the earth, Professor.
The idea of trying to find mechanical ways to enhance ourselves is nothing new. This film I came across from the 1960s shows one idea that was way ahead of its time.
The story of science, changing man's way of life in our time. At the General Electric Company's Research and Development Center near Schenectady, New York, where anything that man or child might imagine is not considered impossible, one may witness a scientific endeavor to convert a man's legs into those of a giant. Inside this mechanical skeleton, a human being endows it with the intelligence of his own brain.
The exoskeleton in this GE film may have given us a look into the future. I heard about a new device that sounds just like it. I'm told that there are scientists out there developing cyborgs. A cyborg is a kind of hybrid of man and machine. It's supposed to be an enhanced human being. A better, stronger, improved version of us. More than human. Now, when I was asked to participate in a documentary about cyborgs, I was intrigued. I couldn't say no. It's very cool stuff. What is this technology we have? What are we doing with it? What is it doing to us? Is it changing us? Where is humanity heading with this stuff?
And so we were developing robots that could assist amputees, and DARPA came back to us and asked us, could you develop robots that could assist able-bodied people and make them be able to run faster or do things that they couldn't do before?
But the more that we kind of researched into it and found out potential applications, we found that in a warfare type arena, this could be potentially the difference between life and death. If you think of, a Navy SEAL or an Army soldier that has to get in somewhere quick and do whatever they got to do, but maybe get out of there just as quickly. So these devices can really help soldiers to not only accomplish their goals and succeed in their missions, but potentially save human lives as well.
What you're looking at could be the soldier's uniform of the future, the not-too-distant future. This is the exoskeleton, now being developed by Raytheon Company's newest research lab in Utah. The Exo is a robotic suit that gives its wearer greater strength, endurance, and agility, just like the superheroes depicted in comic books and Hollywood movies. Think of the exoskeleton as an amplifier. Raytheon engineer Rex Jameson says it's easy to use.
Oh, it's very natural. You can get in it today and walk around, no problem. I like the quick movements, like the speed bag and playing soccer with it, and some of the power stuff. It can carry a 150-pound payload and walk up ramps and walk up stairs, which, I couldn't do myself.
Raytheon Sarcos, a leader in advanced robotics, is developing the exoskeleton for the U.S. Army. The suit is a combination of sensors, actuators, and controllers, all packaged in this futuristic design. Dr. Stephen Jacobson heads Raytheon Sarcos and this project. He believes invention is a combination of art, science, engineering, and design.
People call it different things. Sometimes they call it inventing, sometimes they call it engineering, sometimes they call it being a mad scientist, whatever. But it's to us, it's the process of getting together, understanding a problem's goals, and then designing something to satisfy the need.
With the exoskeleton, Raytheon is not only satisfying a need, the company is pushing the boundaries of technology to where science fiction will one day meet reality.
In the box office smash Elysium, the difference between Matt Damon being able to save the world and fail is this exoskeleton.
What did you do to me? Gave your way
reality.
It's technology that turns a metallic frame into a costume that boosts you beyond human capability.
Well,
and of course, Matt Damon is just the latest star to try on a super suit. Iron Man and Nintendo's Metroid have one. Sigourney Weaver stomped around in this contraption for Alien. And of course, Starship Troopers paved the way for them all. With a robust history of pop culture examples, it's no wonder that real-life prototypes have also been evolving for decades. Check out this bad boy from General Electric's Hardy-Man project, funded by the U.S. military, beginning in the 1960s. According to the manual, it could help you lift 1,500 pounds, but it also weighed 1,500 pounds. You would literally need one to lift one. Fast forward to today, and the suit has gotten much more sophisticated. This one, dubbed the Hulk, is built by Lockheed Martin, and it helps soldiers tote up to 200 pounds without significantly weighing them down. And today, this superhuman technology is used to help people like Michael Gore.
If I have it on, if I want to stand up, I stand up.
Though Gore has been paralyzed from the waist down ever since a horrific workplace accident, he can now move around with this new 27-pound device called the Indigo, which enables him to stand erect and move forward without his wheelchair.
It is an emotional boost to be able to stand up and talk to someone.
Using gyroscopes, microprocessors, sensors, and battery technology, today's exoskeleton suits are much more intuitive than their predecessors.
The control of the device actually mimics what you and I do when we walk normally. The next frontier for us will be how we control it. So the human-machine interface, do we tap right into the neural network of the brain in order to control the device?
Craig Maxwell's the Vice President and Chief Technology Officer for Parker Hannifin, the company behind the technology.
When you see somebody stand up, and then you see the reaction of not only their reaction, but their family's reaction, many times I have to leave the room because I can feel myself getting choked up over it.
Right now, worldwide, there are just a handful of patients using the Indigo model in clinical trials. All of them are at the Shepherd Center in Atlanta. But Indigo is not the only model. Along with Parker Hannifin, companies like ReWalk and Exobionics are evolving exoskeleton suits at such a pace that Elysium's 2054 model may be outdated, well before the real world reaches 2015.
It's hard not to imagine a future where we'll be able to restore mobility to the point where the wheelchair will be a thing of the past. The technology is moving very, very quickly, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it in the next 10 years.
Now you got it.
The PLN-01. We call this the Ninja. This device assists the user's motion of walking and running. For instance, hiking up steep mountain paths. With power sensors at the soles of your feet and 2 motors placed at your lower back, the robot mimics human movement and allows workers to walk naturally. We are developing a Ninja upper body unit to lift and carry heavy items. The Power Loader is a suit that has a lot of strength. It's a device that controls 20 motors using 4 sensors in your hands and feet. While this device is large, there are plans to reduce its size and weight.
We've created a garment that's close-fitting, comfortable, which is really important, and it's designed so that the structure of the textile, the load paths that the suit creates over the body, mimic the function of the underlying muscles and tendons. And so when we apply force in the suit, this is acting in parallel with biological muscles and tendons.
With our actuation scheme, batteries and motors are mounted at the waist, and then we use cables to transmit forces to the joints. For a wearable robot to really help with walking, it's really critical for it to provide the right level of assistance at the right time for the wearer. For these systems, we need new types of sensors that are soft and can easily integrate into these wearable garments to be able to monitor forces and monitor movements. Using these 2 pieces of information, we're able to trigger when the actuation applies assistance.
The progress we've made in these human-machine interaction methods have allowed us to actually go out and walk in uneven terrain, avoiding obstacles. We can detect the different actions that the human is doing with the system being fully in sync to the wearer so that it feels very natural.
In addition to developing these portable, soft wearable robots, we're also developing a lot of lab-based equipment that allows us to very quickly understand the biomechanics and physiological implications from people interacting with these types of machines.
Life's a foolish game. Do you ever feel the same? Well, maybe we could change. Turn the ship another way. Feel it in the darkness. We're sailing right into those jagged cliffs. Yeah. Some say we've always been insane. Hey, life's a foolish game. Simple equation, burning closed system. Natural world gone missing. Plus all our CO2 emissions equals degradation. Waste and shifts and mass extinctions. Oh no. But maybe we can change. We sure can't stay the same. 'Cause life's a foolish, foolish game. Solution, rewire our connection, maybe less consumption.
At Cybernetics International Forum 2011, a robot suit called HAL was exhibited and demonstrated. Developed by Tsukuba University professor Sankai, HAL is a robot suit that strengthens and augments human capabilities. HAL detects weak bioelectric signals passing from the brain to the musculoskeletal system on the surface of the skin. Then it instantly operates motors to move its joints in coordination with the wearer's muscles. A commercial version of HAL has already been provided for welfare use.
米国はそのハイテクの研究っていうのはむしろ、軍とか、宇宙開発のところから生まれているわけですが、日本がハイテクで生きていこうとすると、これはですね、むしろその個人に対して適応しなきゃいけない非常にもう難しいその医療福祉分野、ここの分野を開拓することで、そこでできた技術が今度は通常の民生の世界に流れていくという、そういうおそらくシナリオができるんじゃないかと思っています。でこれはおそらくね、日本が世界に対してひょっとしたらこれうまく示せる一つのチャレンジの方法じゃないかというふうに今感じています。
This demo featured a lower body suit for care applications, a compact single-jointed version, and a full body suit for augmentation in factory work.
もう工場もだんだん高齢化が進んでます。それからあと介護現場というのはですね、工場の中の労働その重作業よりもですね、さらにその重いものを持ったりするんですね。ですからそういう意味では介護支援とかその重作業、工場の中の重作業というのは実は同じ技術で対応できると思っています。それからあとエンターテインメントですね、こういうものをですね小型化してあんまり大きな力出さなくて、おもちゃみたいにしてしまえばいいんですが、そうするとゲームマシンを通じてですねインタラクティブにその IT 空間とつながる、システムもできますし、あるいはその人間のですね、技術とかスキルですね、そういったものをその記録して社会の資産として残していく、そういうことにも使えるかと思います。
These technologies belong to the new field of cybernetics, in which Professor Sankai is a pioneer.
これはですね、サイバネティクスとかメカトロニクスとかそのインフォマティクスを一つの言葉にしてサイバニクスという言葉にしながら脳神経科学とか行動科学とかロボット技術とかあるいは IT 技術、そして生理学、心理学、そして社会科学にそういったものを一つの塊にして基礎研究から実際の世界までくるくると回しながら開拓していくという分野です。
I was hoping you'd check this out. The head-mounted brain interface developed in this research detects brain blood concentration per unit volume and displays brain activity using colored lights. Until now, brain activity could only be viewed on a PC monitor, but this system enables it to be seen directly.
ただのその研究としてのデバイスではなくて、本当に社会で役立つそういうその病院とかですね、福祉施設とかそういったところでも役立つようにするために、その非常にそれぞれの分野で、プロフェッショナルの方います、お医者さんもいますし、理学療法士の方もいらっしゃいますが、そういったところとチームを組んで、これまで難しいとされてきたところについて、挑戦が始まっています。さらにそういったところで作られる技術の中で出てくるその特別な技術ありますね。そういったものを小型化して、例えば健康管理のための、センサーにしてしまうとか、あるいはその人間その動作とか行動を見る技術を使ってその家庭の中での見守り技術にしていくとかっていうことで、その脳神経系からそして体、そして、居住空間に至るまでの技術に仕上げていくのが今の段階になっています。
Digging for news.
All right, cool.
Dolce & Gabbana, the One Grey, the new fragrance for men.
Matt Cartwright failed to pay his own taxes on his luxury DC condo. We deserve better.
Experience Control GX for Men, the first shampoo with a brain. So smart, it reduces gray gradually. The more you shampoo, the less gray you have. How smart is that? Gradually reduce gray with Control GX shampoo from Just for Men.
It's Raymour and Flanagan's 65th anniversary sale. Raymour and Flanagan.
Cartwright failed to pay his own taxes on his luxury DC condo. We deserve better.
guys. I gotta take a break and grab something to eat. I'm fucking hungry. But I'll be able to finish this piece later on today, so I'll be back in here, probably work on it for like another hour or so, get that done, and go back to some other stuff. Peace. Till next time.